8 million. 8 million is such an interesting number. It took 8 million hours to build the Taj Mahal. There are 8 million neurons in your brain, and 8 million babies are born across the world every day. Also, 8 million people lose their lives by suicide every year. And according to the IC3 reports, this number of students committing suicide has been on an exponential rise. Now, what are some of the statements that we so often hear when we talk about suicide? Why did she commit suicide? She had everything: money, fame, friends, family, but she chose to end her life like that, leaving all of that behind? Why are men becoming so weak? They are not supposed to be crying and complaining and getting into this stuff like suicide. They're supposed to be strong. This generation has become so sensitive. Back in our days, all this didn't exist. This is the Instagram getting into your head. And that is why kids these days commit suicide on every little thing. These are the stigmas and these are the stereotypes that surround conversations relating to suicide in today's modern day and era. In this documentary, my dear viewers, let's explore this rough terrain about mental health, destigmatize conversations surrounding suicide, and focus more on hope and resilience.
What do you believe are the stigmas associated with mental health that may prevent individuals from seeking help?
Um, One of the things that immediately comes to my mind is the peer pressure. Uh, if the person in question is a teenager, they just want to be normal and like the others. I mean, they don't want to be stigmatized. They don't want to. They don't want this etiquette that they are mentally suffering. So that is one of the aspects or factors, I guess.
जब आप बहुत मुश्किल वक्त में थे तो किस चीज़ से आपको उम्मीद मिली?
एक्चुअली हर एक जो मेरा भी ऐसा दिन गुजरा था। एक ज़माने में सोचता था कि तो काय के लिए जीना है, ऐसा भी घड़ी आया था। तो मैंने खुद को स्ट्रांग रखा है। जैसा दिमाग में बहुत जन का आता है कि खुदकुशी करना है, लेकिन खुदकुशी बहुत पाप है। लेकिन अगर 2 मिनट भी उससे बाहर आके सोचेंगे हम लोग, तो उसके लिए बहुत सा हल निकल सकता है। जैसे कि अपने आप को बिज़ी रखना है, या कुछ लिटरेचर या स्पोर्ट्स वर्कआउट, तो मेंटली और फिज़िकली दोनों स्ट्रांग रखने से उससे बाहर ज़रूर आ सकते हैं।
ಈರೇನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಒಂಜಿ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಸೂಸೈಡ್ ಮಂತಂಡ್ರೆ ಒವು ಒಂಜಿ ಕಾಮನ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಎನ್ನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಒಂಜಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸೂಸೈಡ್ ಮನ್ಪುನ ಅಂಡ ಒಂಜಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಲವ್ ಫೇಲಿಯರ್ ಆದಿಪ್ಪುಂಡು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಕ್ಲೆಗ್ ಒಂಜಿ ಕಮಿಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಪ್ಪುಂಡು. ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ಪನ್ನ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿತು ಓಡಿಪ್ಪುಂಡು ಅಕ್ಲೆಗ್ ಅದ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಇಪ್ಪುಂಡು. ಸೊ ಅವು ಪನ್ನಗ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಏರನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ಐತ ಮಿತ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪಾಡ್ಯಟ. ಸೊ ಸೂಸೈಡ್ಗೆ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಮಲ್ಪುಗ ಪನ್ನ ಅಕ್ಲೆಗ್ ಒಂಜಿ ಏಪಗ್ಲ ಮಂಡೆಡ್ ಆಪುಂಡು. ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಪನ್ನಕ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಆನಾಗ ಲೈಫೇ ಬುಡ್ಚಿ ದಾಲ ಬುಡ್ಚಿ ಸೊ ಅಂಚ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ದೆಪ್ಪೇರು ಲೈಫ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಲ್ತನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಪೂರಾ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಪುಂಡು ಪಂದ.
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಏನಂದರೆ, ಹತಾಶರಾಗಿರುವ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಹೇಗೆ ಭರವಸೆ ತುಂಬ್ತೀರಾ ಅಥವಾ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಮೋಟಿವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ?
ಅವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಲೈಫ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಬ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಜಾಬೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಮತ್ತು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಲೈಫ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅವರದು ಲೈಫ್ ಅಂಬಿಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ಕೆಲಸ ಅದು ಲೈಫ್ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದು ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಹಾಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ.
So, how would you support someone seeking positivity during tough time?
It's like some people just go to the street roads and sit very comfortable and take a cup of tea and watch the people who are surrounding you and walking, and they are busy with their own lives, and then you will remember your life, how is going and what you will do the next, and from that you will see the poor peoples also and rich peoples also, and you will get it out of from that situation maybe.
So, how do you support someone seeking positivity during tough times?
um, I would say we should understand what they're going through in their life, and we have to give our time and understand their emotions, and support by giving positive thoughts, or making them understand that it's fine and something like that.
Greetings from School of Social Work, Roshni Nilaya, Mangalore. 10th of September marks World Suicide Prevention Day. And on this day, I recall the quote by Oprah Winfrey, which reads, "You define your own life. Do not let other people write your script." This is the focal point of our discussion and interview today. And today we will be highlighting on honoring and respecting life. And to discuss on this topic, we have an eminent personality with us. I would like to introduce to the viewers Dr. Lavina M. Norona. Dr. Lavina is the director of Ave Maria Palliative Care Center, Vamanjur, Mangalore. And she's also the coordinator of Mangalore Suicide Lifeline. And I'm happy to say that she's also the alumni of School of Social Work, Roshni Nilaya, Mangalore. Dear ma'am, today I would like to begin with few of the questions. And the first question I would like to begin with is, okay, how many years have you been working in this field, and what inspired you to do the same?
Thank you for having me, and thank you for that question. I've been in this field for about 25 years now. I first got into suicide prevention when I was in the US. I was studying there. So I volunteered for a crisis hotline in Champaign County, where I was doing my PhD. So on weekends, I used to volunteer at this facility once a week, maybe twice a week, Saturdays and Sundays. And that really got me interested in helping people or just listening to people who were in distress. So I did that for about 4 years when I was in Illinois. And after that, I moved down to San Antonio. When I returned to India to start this hospice. So after a few years, we were talking, a few of us, a psychology professor, Sister Marie Evelyn from St. Agnes College, and Dr. Roshan Montero. He's a social work professor from St. Aloysius College. So three of us were just casually talking. I don't remember the occasion. So we were talking about every day we open the newspaper and we hear about or we read about suicide every day. And we are all professionals who are in the field and we are not doing anything. So why don't we do something? Instead of just reading the newspaper, feeling sorry for people and just forgetting about it. So we decided we can do a survey of students in Mangalore. So we surveyed SSLC to PG students, about 1,500 students of many educational institutions, rural Mangalore as well as urban Mangalore. So out of 1,500 students, and it was a written survey. So we had our volunteers, and even Dr. Roshan used his students for the survey we conducted. We went from colleges and school to school. And the survey revealed really disturbing results. 5.6% of the students we had surveyed had made one suicide attempt in the past 6 months. That was one of the questions. Have you made an attempt? And 7.8% had thought about suicide in the 12 months. So that was alarming statistic. People had made an attempt, but it was not a lethal attempt, but were they getting enough help? What happened afterwards? Are they getting any follow-up? So we decided after the survey, let's do something. We can launch a hotline in Mangalore. So in 2017, October 2nd, we launched our Suicide Lifeline.
So, thank you for sharing this, ma'am, and how it enabled you to start the Suicide Lifeline, and how many people were involved, the individuals involved in this specific noble gesture. So, do you recall any specific success stories throughout your mission in the area pertaining to Suicide Lifeline?
And when we first started the Lifeline, there was a gentleman who had decided, he had marital problem. He had decided to kill himself. It was not working out. I don't know. I don't believe in divorce, but I have to do something, so I want to. He was a engineering graduate. He was working for a firm in Mangalore. He wanted to drive his car and park it somewhere and jump into the river. So he was close to Ullal Bridge, and as he was driving, that time we had just launched the Lifeline, and through a benefactor on Radio Mirchi, we had a little jingle or little advertisement, distress, feeling sad, feeling upset. Would you like to talk to somebody? Just call this number. So that came on the radio. His radio was on in the car. So he said, what the heck? Anyway, I've decided to kill myself. So let me just call them. Let's see what magic they can do. So he parked his car somewhere and he called the line. And the operator gave the call to a seasoned counselor. She's a counselor, but now she's a Lifeline volunteer. So she listened to him and talked to him. He spoke for about 45 minutes. And after that, there are options. There is marital counseling available. If you really want to save your marriage, both of you need to be invested in the marriage or motivated to work on saving your marriage. So we can do something. Why don't you give it a shot? So that is one option. So she gave him numbers of counselors in Mangalore and made a contract. I didn't know there was a solution, that there are people who can help with marriage problems. I thought it was only medications and pills people give or injections for issues like this. But I didn't know I can talk to somebody. Yes, you can talk to somebody. There are people. So 5 counselors' names and numbers were given. I want you to make an appointment tomorrow. I don't know whether my wife will come. It doesn't matter. You go. Somehow the counselor will tell you or teach you how to motivate your wife to come for counseling. So then that was another success. He was really on the verge and then he turned around. Next morning, the other counselor who was a volunteer who was on duty called him. Yes, I've made an appointment. I have a 11 o'clock appointment with the counselor. I am going. Thank you very much. So he was not suicidal anymore, and that was another success story.
Now we have many young, budding mental health professionals coming into the field. They're launching out into the support system as supporting people who are reaching out people, especially those who are in need. What is your message for them?
I think a number of people are opting towards mental health field, psychology, psychiatric social work, counseling fields, and they are reaching out to a lot of people. There is more than any other time, there is a need for mental health professionals today. There's more awareness about mental health issues. At the same time, help seeking behavior also has increased. But what mental health professionals have to realize is that there is no magic wand. We cannot work like miracle workers. Most of the work has to be done by the person who is seeking help. So sometimes, people are disappointed. I'm doing this, but it's very frustrating. My client is not making any progress. I'm not a very good counselor. So it will take time. And we have to give them enough time to work on their own issues. And we take a back step and just be a facilitator, not a, directive pathfinder or, someone who shows them the way, but someone who guides them to take a path. And they have to take their own path and they have to succeed in life.
So, my dear viewers, we all go through difficulties, struggles, and ups and downs of life. But what is very important is that we not lose hope, that we not give up. If at all any of us is thinking of giving up, hang on. Hang on there, seek help, have hope. because there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Let's all celebrate life each and every day. Thank you.
You're an important part of this world, and your presence makes a difference. You're here for a reason, and your story is still being written. You are deserving of a life filled with love, laughter, and peace.
You are a survivor, and each day you choose to keep going is an act of bravery.
You are surrounded by people who want to understand and help you.